That was one of the things I loved, like when we worked together years ago. It was like, don't get me wrong, we'd have a real estate fund and, everybody had their own life, but you always had that presence about you. So I always appreciated that because, it showed, and I'm thankful for it because I think that was, part of something that I genuinely believe that was God still like nudging me like, hey man, I'm still here. Like, I know that you're out living for yourself right now, and I'm going to let you do a lot of stupid stuff, but I'm going to call you home back. I will call you back soon.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I remember when you posted on social media, like you were actively posting on social media about your walk with the Lord and everything. And I remember sending you a text and telling you,
yeah,
I prayed for this, brother.
Yeah.
I prayed for this.
And a lot of people did. So I can't.
It's amazing how he puts people in your life that lead you. Right, exactly. That you don't even know why. Like, I mean, especially a random high school connection, like random work, all trickling through.
Yeah.
But it's just like, oh, here's this like-minded person that you see a glimpse of something that you've had or something that you have strayed away from. In my walk, mine was, I was always raised in it, but I didn't always follow it. I just didn't make it top priority. Definitely spent a few years living for myself and living for the world, and, circling back to that where you start thinking, I had a kid, and then I was like, ooh, I need to be a better example, right? Because all of a sudden then I am an example, even though I've probably been an example to other people without my knowledge. Hopefully I did okay. But,
well,
all of a sudden you think about your own kid.
Yeah.
And you're like, I really want her to see this. I want her to get this more places than Sunday school. We got to get a home church, and we got to get our foundation right.
Yeah, not just that hour on Sunday.
Right. But at that point, it wasn't even that for us. We didn't have a home church. So we weren't faithfully attending a church. I had gone all the way from birth through high school, and then college, through early marriage. We weren't, we'd go on Easter, we'd go Christmas Eve service, stuff like that, when my mom would invite us, or we would have a random, hey, let's go to church day. But yeah, having that home church where really it's not even the building, or it's getting that community, getting that foundation back.
Well, I think that's what I'm realizing more and more too. It's like, I thought church was the building, but we're the church,
Right?
And I think realizing that, and realizing how important your circle is, and you don't want to build your circle to like alienate anybody else, but man, you are who you surround yourself with, and I've really realized that over the years. And that's not to act like I'm better than anybody, because I'm definitely not. But I let a lot of people influence me over the years. And
my grandma used to say that. She would say, "Show me your friends, and I'll show you who you are."
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, how could it not be true? Or they say, "Show me your friends, and I'll show you your future." Like, you see where you're headed. That's there's a reason that they're all the same, And so if that needs adjusting, which it did in our life, we were like, and not that we're not still kind and loving to any of the people who have been in our life, but it's figuring out the things that you don't want to be a part of, or you don't want to be associated with, or, just don't fit with your values.
Well, and I think it's also understanding that we're not writing people off. I'm just setting boundaries.
Right.
I'm setting boundaries to guard my heart and to guard my mind.
Right.
So
guard your family.
Yeah, I don't say this story proud, but I do tell the story. But I almost met Aaron for the first time getting picked up out of jail for getting into a fight.
You almost met Aaron the first time, or that's how you met Aaron?
Almost how I met her the first time, because thankfully, I got a couple pods of friends. Well, she happened to be with one pod of friends who was, hey, Stoles got arrested, and we got to go get him for a stupid little bar fight. And, and I think about that so many times, because it's like, oh my gosh, back to your surroundings. And I'm like, what's better, to be at a bar on a Saturday night or be with,
Yeah.
be with a different crowd? And I'll take the different crowd any day of the week.